What is up, guys? This is the first game of the series in KMD versus NB, and I have a guest commentator here with Kellen. Kellen, say hi, Kellen.
Hello.
Alright, so NB has 3 bat shots, 3 I7s, and a 57 heavy, and KMD is rocking an E4, 2 bats, an I7, a Kranvagen, a mouse, and a 50B, so an interesting lineup. What do you think they'll do with the Kranvagen, Kellen? I'm thinking they might want to put him in the middle or in the climb.
I would have expected him to go to the bowl and sit by the cap circle and be able to hold that a bit more, but looks like they're going up top, so I really have no clue.
Looks like NB is going to take bull control really early, which could prove bad for KMD if they get shot in the crossfire, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Looks like NB didn't go for the early shots. I'm surprised that Kranvagen didn't go for the D4 climb. He would have been in a god mode spot.
Oh, yeah, definitely hold down against the bad shots.
Looks like Blitz and DeBest are going to have a difficulty getting up the hill because, you know, they're being watched, so.
Yeah, those bad shots will definitely have shots on them if they try to push the hill.
As we can see, NB is just sending all of their tanks to bull right now. They're all going to push onto the mouse. Looks like the Batchats might try to cross, and the mouse isn't going to be able to do anything.
Off.
Some good focus fire from NB taking out the mouse. Now looks like they're just going to swarm onto the E4.
NB has to be careful, though, because now they have the low ground, and KMD's taking the high ground against them.
And we all know what happens when you have the high ground. So, right now all the autoloaders are looking down on them, and the Kranvagen, if he reloads, he's in a beastly spot. And even though KMD has lost 2 tanks, their hit points are pretty even because they just got farmed as they were trying to rotate. And once Warthog reloads, you know. Looks like they're going to start trying to come around. Mythic is spotted by Warthog. Warthog's still reloading. If Warthog just tries to get one of the tanks that is hugging the wall right now, he'd be able to probably change the fight, like taking out the IS-7.
Yeah, they just need to focus the tanks with the lower hit points at this point.
Yep. Looks like Mythic is just going to try to come up and eat all the damage. So all the autoloaders, so that they can just push through. If they can take out Beastly, this could be nicely done from KMD. Blitz takes a nice big hit trying to run away. Warthog has to be careful because if he backs up too far, actually he might be fine now. Tanks for Nothing's a one-shot. Right now if they just focus, they can take this out. Raging Warrior is like a 2-shot, IS-7's a one-shot, Tanks is a one-shot. If they just focus fire right, it might be worth it. Raging's trying to go for Warthog for the kill and he's just not hit it. Raging Warrior gets taken down. Anonymous Hobo has the reload, he takes out Gagger, and now Warthog is behind them and they're just going to be able to focus them down. Tanks for Nothing and the other Batch are a one-shot, and it's just the IS-7 is going to be left after that.
Yeah, nothing he can do at this point. Anonymous Hobo is still full health, although on a reload.
Yep. But with a Blitz behind him, he doesn't really stand a chance to get away.
No. Yep, just taking the high ground proved the best decision for KMD.
Yes. So, KMD, we have Warthog dealing 3,700 damage. He was actually he was able to use that Kranvagen really well, actually. It's a tank you don't see used, but, you know, it's nice to see it.
Yeah, especially in that spot.
And Pac-Man Reaper and Loki dealing over 2,000, upper 2,000s, and JDM and Beastly doing a little bit lower 2,000s. I'd also like to thank Kuza, Thadiz for the follow, Legendary for the bit, and then Nikolai, Miserable Death, Ulysses Kruga, and Negao for the follow. I appreciate it, guys. So KMD has won the first game in the series.
Very close though. Could have swung either way.
Yes. I think that if NB killed the mouse and then tried to retreat and not, like, keep pushing towards the town so they can get farm from the hill, that would have been better. But
Yeah,
they bled a lot.
took way too many hits for just killing an E4.
Yeah.
I don't think it was worth most of their hit points at that point.
I would agree. You don't want to lose, a third of your hit points trying to just kill, a tank, 2 tanks. It's not really worth it.
No, definitely not worth the trade at that.
The initial push was well, though. Whoever the caller for MB was, they recognized that the mouse was alone. They could have pushed him. They just got too aggressive. I think the bat chat should have sat back around the cliff, so that if anyone went to counter the push the I7s, the bat chats could have just rolled around and clipped them out.
Yeah, the bat chats really didn't need to push on that. The other heavies, it was 4v2. They could have still just killed the mouse without taking so much damage in return.
Yeah. I'm curious as if they're going to run, KMD's going to run a similar strat with the opposite spawn or not. I will say I like both teams' initial strat. I just think the Crown Wagon could have been used a little bit differently from KMD's side. They could have put him really anywhere and been perfectly fine. It's a good thing he didn't push the bull, because that would have been bad. But if he went to D4, he probably could have got some early damage in to someone who overextended. I'll also say I'm curious for NB's bets when they pushed up to E3, and they wrapped around to F4 rather than trying to shoot anyone who's crossing. They just went to counter the guys on the hill, and they really only needed one bat to counter the guys on the hill, and the other two could have looked for crossfires, I think.
Yeah, and they didn't need to make a push straight across, in the middle of the open. They could have just dipped down out of the bowl when they pushed the mouse as well.
Yeah. And they wouldn't have taken damage for falling either, which I'm sure that happened.
Yeah.
But I'd like to thank Legendary for the 2 bits and Portal Gaming for the follow. Scriptics. Every game today, people have always been really slow to pick their tanks. They've always tried to stretch the timeout to pick.
Gotta see what the enemy's doing too. Yeah. Base your plan around it.
Yeah. Warthog's taking the Crown Wagon again. I'm glad to see people picking it. It's very rare to be used. I don't really see it that much.
No. Especially not in not when you could just pick a 50B or T57 heavy for a smaller map.
Yeah, I think on proc it would be good. You just have to use it properly, and not and hope that the gun to accuracy doesn't troll you, which is the biggest problem with it.
Yeah.
But right now it looks like both teams are taking pretty similar lineups. NB's rocking 3 bat chats, 257s, and KMD's rocking an E4, 2 bats, I7, Kranvagen, and mouse. And NB took out their own Kranvagen.
That's interesting.
It is. I think that's a lot of autoloaders too. I mean, if their reloads aren't synced properly, that could be really bad.
Yeah, 6 autoloaders. Although the 57 heavies will just be able to reload.
That's true.
Anytime, pretty much. I mean,
I definitely like seeing the new, some of the different lineups and an STRV. So we got both Swedish 10s in this game. That's actually pretty nice. I'm expecting the STRV to be in B1 or A5. I can almost guarantee he'll be in one of those two spots.
Yeah, I'm expecting like the A5 climb.
I've actually seen a few teams use the B1 climb earlier, because what happens is you have a tank who sits like E2, like an IS-7, and you have a tank go A1, and then anyone who tries to push down the one line can get punished for it, and anyone who tries to drop down, you know, will get shot as well. So.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on how each team plays.
Definitely. Depends on if you want to push the upper ground or the lower ground first.
Yeah. I mean, MB has the speed to just go right up the middle again and take bull. So I'm curious as if that's what they're doing. It doesn't look like it, though. Looks like they're going to give them the bull. Which it doesn't look like NB is really going for it either. Like, to just take it.
Yeah. It does look like NB is going to send their STRV to the B1 climb.
Yep. And it looks like all KMD is sending as a mouse, so really there won't probably be that much action on this flank.
I expect the STRV to probably relocate after not too long.
NB has a Kranvag in the D4 climb. I called it. Haha.
That's going to be strong.
I'm a mind reader.
If
All
he
right.
stays there.
Yeah. He'll be able to shoot these guys in the hill nicely. So both bat shots are afraid to cross. The Kranvag, it does have shots, but, you know. Tanks for nothing is going on the lighthouse. I think he might try to push wide and try to get a crossfire.
Yep.
After a little bit of time progresses. It'd be a little bit risky to do it early.
Yeah, that NB Kranvagen just stopping them from pushing up the hill. Those bad shots really want to get up.
And it's making it difficult for KMD to make rotations because they can't rotate out of this. They'd have to double back through the bull and take bull. And like they could do that with their bats in 50B. They could rotate them around, take bull with no punishment, and then they could counter the Kranvagen out because the Kranvagen can't turn his turret anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they'd have to do that soon. Anonymous Hobo looking for shots on tanks for nothing, but only one was able to connect. Two was able to connect. Looks like Lethal Killer Dan is getting shot because he pushed up to the bull. The mouse and the E4 have now pushed the bull, so that should be nice for crossfires. They'll be able to counter the bad shots on the hill now by doing that.
E4 does get punished, but by probably the STRV, it looked like.
Yeah. It looks like they think that he might think that there's something else in the town because the way he's holding his turret. I don't think he's gonna light it. Yeah, they're not gonna light the STRV at all.
No, not from that position. And he's free to farm the mouse and the E4 if they try to push around.
It looks like he knows where they are. But this E4 is actually taking an interesting approach to trying to get shots. If you look, it looks like he's doing a pretty nice job of getting fake gun depression. KMD is rotating outside the lighthouse, so that's actually could be pretty solid. If one of the players from KMD was able to get the guys off the hill, that could be really, really strong of a play. And these 57 heavies don't expect it at all.
The KMD mouse looks like he blind fires the STRV. Pretty obvious position.
Yep. Just have to find a few tracers, and he'll be all set to do that. It looks like KMD might be waiting for the 57 heavies to get a little bit too aggressive and then to punish them for it. Looks like Blitz has a shot, but he's just holding it.
Just gonna wait for the other bat and 50B to come around and be able to get shots as well.
Yep. Now they're starting to dump in the T-57 heavies. They're in a crossfire now. Raging Warrior is getting focused out right now. Warthog in that middle position is going to be really solid because he can just peek over and not really worry about getting penned.
Yeah, the only threat he has is probably the Kron on the enemy team, but there's a rock in the way between them. As long as he doesn't push too far over the hill, he'll be fine.
Yep, SCRV still shooting into the mouse. Looks like Tank for Nothing was trying to light the other guys, but the KMD, 50B, and Batchets have rotated back around. Looks like they might maybe try to make a play. Looks like Lethal Killer Dan's going to try to go for the hill punishment onto the bats. If he can stop them from peeking, that'd be really solid. It'll allow people to, it'd allow KMD to rotate somewhere if they need to. If he can hold the bats back. With 4 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock, they might have to do, something. In the next 2 minutes or so. Otherwise, it's going to be a really hectic last 2 minutes.
NB still has both their bat shots on full health up on the hill, but the problem is trying to get a shot in on KMD's tanks without getting in turn pinned and punished from the E4.
Yeah. They're in a really difficult position because neither team can really do anything without getting punished. It looks like, has Wrathwood HE to try to dig out the Kron? Because he hasn't lost that many hit points, but he's lost enough.
I have no clue. It's possible.
Yep, he has. It's a smart move, actually. The Krenvagen is trying to just deal damage in the T-57 heavies. Looks like they're able to hit his hull, though. And he's getting punished by it. He gets taken down. That's unfortunate. I'm curious as to where he... looks like he got penned in the turret once at an awkward angle.
Yeah, that is unfortunate for KMD. It looked like it just went into the side of the turret. It's pretty weak there.
Yeah, it looks like Hobo's going to try to go for kills while they're reloading. If he can try to get low hit points out first, he might live, but it looks like it's going to be too risky to sit still. He's caught in a very bad position right now between the crossfire of multiple autoloaders, though.
Yeah, Batchets on the hill are able to get shots into him as well, and it's not going too well for KMD at the moment.
Yeah. If the KMD can take out the 57 heavies, it allows them more rain on this side of the map, but I just don't think they can do that.
Only 2.5 minutes left on the clock, and both teams are looking pretty low on hit points overall.
All it takes is for one player to make a mistake, and that will turn KMD's hit points advantage around. I'm surprised Hobo was able to escape. Actually, really surprised.
I think the Batchets were just too scared to overpeak because of the E4 and mouse able to get shots on them.
Yep. Looks like the Bachelor's going to push the T-57 heavies, but they're going to get punished.
Yeah, the Batchets on hill.
If they can take out the 57 heavy, if they can get the other one out for Blitz takes another shot, they're able to. But Konako goes down. Blitz is now really hit. The SRV is trying to get shots at them. If he can get the Kranvagen shots in the Kranvagen, it could really make a difference. Kranvagen doesn't even realize he's there. He misses the first shot into his turret. He misses again on the move. Looks like he's trying to run away, but I don't think he'll be able to get away. And Anonymous Hobo goes down, and Blitz is getting shot with a Sturv.
Yeah, it looks like the STRV should... Yep, there he goes.
Looks like Wrath of Achilles pushed the Kran and tried to kill him on his reload, but I don't think he's going to have enough time, especially since he's getting shot by the Sturv.
And the STRV takes him out as well. Now there's nothing left that the mouse and E4 can really do against A ton of auto litters, and the STRV still pummeling them from the hill.
Yeah. I think KMD made a little bit bad trades there. They didn't deal much damage, but took way too much.
Yeah, Warthog going down really put them at a disadvantage when it came to the gunfight, and
Yeah.
just not able to recover.
So that makes the score 1-2-1.
And STRV doing 4,100 damage.
Yep, and Loki doing 3,000, and from KMD, only Hobo was able to do over 2,000, which definitely, didn't help.
Yeah, the patience of the STRV just sitting up in B1, holding its fire the entire game, really paid off in the end.
Yeah, he was able to punish. Which proved nice in the end.
Yeah, that spot really stopped from the mouse and E4 from really being able to be in the battle, really. I mean...
Yeah, and if
those are
they were
two
able
very
to get to
important
the battle,
tanks.
they could have done some work.
Oh, yeah.
I think that maybe a bad shot should have rotated and tried to spot the Sturf. Because the bad shot could have pushed into the town, and he wouldn't have gotten, like... He more than likely wouldn't have gotten punished for it, because he can hide from the Sturf and the 57 heavies at the same time. And once he can light the Sturf, the E4 mouse would have just overmatched his armor, so it wouldn't have been a problem. It would have been a risky bat rotate, because if they recognize the bat fell back, they might make a move, but, you know. I'd also like to thank Whiskery and Clumsy Mercury for the follow, and Scriptix for another bit.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, sorry. Had a little technical issue.
Gotcha. Oh, man. So, NB starting out with a pretty solid pick for Ghost Town, 257 heavies. Although personally, I've always preferred 50Bs. In most situations on this map, I think that's one of the exceptions in most strats.
Yeah, Ghost Town's really one of the only maps I would take 57 heavies over 50Bs, maybe. But even still, having the rotation speed's really useful.
Yeah. Also, thank you, Scriptix, for the other bit. Thank you, Monty Python, for the follow. So KMD is bringing a nice strat. I like to see mouses on this map because people seem to forget that a mouse is a really good sponge, especially since it's been buffed. You know, earlier there was 2 mouses played, and you can just they just pushed, and they weren't even 257 heavies probably aren't going to clip out a mouse.
Nope, they'd have to pin every single shot.
Yep,
and
that's most likely not going to happen.
Yeah, with how troll the mouse can be.
So I'm curious as to if Pac-Man is going to go for a climb in that bat. And I always like to see the climbs being used because it always introduces some dynamics that you don't always see because not a lot of teams use them.
It's definitely interesting, and some of them take a lot of time to master, especially like the A2 climb on this map. I've never been able to do it.
I think the A2 climb isn't that bad. I think it's the A8 climb that... Oof, I can't do the A8 climb.
That one's easy. Come on.
I can do the A1 climb in my sleep. but not the 8 climb. I just can't do it anymore. Like I used to be able to do it, but I can't anymore. So, Blitz taking out an E5, that's interesting, because it's been nerfed.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that E5 is really that competitive anymore. I feel like, especially on this map, like a Chieftain or IS7 would do much better.
Yeah. Especially, I mean, we don't know all of MB's lineup yet, but if they pick like a, well, an E4 is basically going to butcher an E5. You know?
Yeah, the cupola and even just the roof in general, just be able
The
to
gun
pin it
mantlet.
90%.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, the gun mantlet, why not?
Get penned with 330 heat, let alone 375 APCR.
Very true.
So. It's just not as good as it once was, and it's a tank that the cupola you can work around it. You can make people bait into it, so you like bait their shot. But on a map like this where it's so close quarters, it's probably going to be a lot harder to bait people.
Yeah, the cupola is not small on that tank, and sitting still for just a second, and E4 with the APCR, that shell velocity just gonna go right to the target.
That's true, yeah, especially when you're only like 20 meters, 30 meters away.
Yeah.
It's instant.
Yeah.
But 4 T-57 heavies from NB. Dear God.
KMD taking their cron again.
Yep.
Probably going to try to get hold down in one of the central parts.
6,400 clip potential.
Yeah. I expect NB to push pretty hard once they figure out where KMD is. Catch them by surprise.
I think that what KMD is going to need to do is just stack. They can't if they isolate themselves, and they're going to get punished with that lineup.
Yeah, there's no way to really counter T-57 heavies, because if you don't immediately
kill it,
if you aren't able to immediately engage them, they're just going to reload within 20 seconds and come back and clip you out.
Yep. And 4, that gives them a lot of opportunity. Even if they pen half of their shots,
it's still enough to take out any tank on their team and leave another one severely injured.
So it's very dangerous. Got some lag on the stream. There we go. Alright. So, 1457 heavies, a bad chat, 2v4s. That's just, whew. But KMD brought a mouse at least. So that's a sponge enough,
Yeah. Mouse should be able to soak up some damage, hopefully. For KMD.
If he just gets in an angle where they can't really do anything about it, then he'd be able to work. It looks like they're going to go opposite sides as well, which is interesting, because normally the south spawn plays 2-3 and the north spawn plays 8-9. But it looks like they're kind of doing it a little bit opposite.
Yeah, NB pushing pretty aggressively into the north side of the map. Putting all of their tanks in literally one grid square, so see how that goes.
If they can just get something, if they can get NB into a crossfire, that would be very deadly. Because 57 heavy doesn't have armor, but when it's when it's multiple angles, it's not going to do anything. This mouse is going to be in a really good position. If he overcommits, though, that's going to be very bad. Because right now he's pushing up, and if the 57 heavy is wrap wide, then he's going to have a bad day.
They still have Anonymous Hova to deal with in his bat chat as well, just spotting any kind of rotation that NB tries to make.
Yep. It's actually pretty scary. If any tank makes a mistake on those 57 heavies, it's dead. It's more than likely not getting out of that. So right now it looks like everyone's playing very passive. It looks like NB is just trying to force someone into a mistake. If anything peaks in that mouse, it's pretty much. I mean, if anything peaks on those E4s, it's basically losing. You know,
Almost 2,000
1700
hit points.
HP. Yeah, a
Yeah.
lot. It could potentially be over 2,000. So like.
Yeah, 1063 roll every day. Right?
Yeah. So that would take out. You know, it's like that's deadly. It'd be very lethal to an E5 or something if it overpeaks. Even a mouse that makes the most, you know, roughly a 3-shot to a T57 heavy, and you've got 4 of them. That's not good.
Yeah.
It's basically an 8-shot to a T57 heavy. You certainly don't want it to drop down to a 3. Looks like NB is just going to play very passive until they make an aggressive play. So like it looks like NB is just not going to do anything until they have to.
Yeah, both teams just sitting on their side of the town, just not really wanting to make any mistakes, pushing into something they can't handle.
If you look at NB, they actually have a turtle strat set up. They have 2 E4s watching down towards the ramp. You've got 357 heavies watching out towards the C line. And you've got tanks for nothing watching behind. You've got Pac-Man Reapers basically actively scouting the AB line and the 9 zip line. I think if KMD needed to push this, they'd have to break it by going up, sending some tanks up around towards like down the D line, so down the K line, up the 9 line, and then through the D line, and then also sending tanks around. But that also like it'd have to be perfectly timed because they have to get the T-57 heavies in a crossfire. They can't let them isolate.
Yeah. Those bat chats just trying to get shots on each other, really. So both trying to find information for their team.
Yep.
But
Both teams just playing very passive. I don't think anyone wants to find out what happens when you push.
no, neither team really being aggressive, I guess.
Yeah.
If anyone, I would expect it from ND having that clip potential and just the hard hitters, but they just don't really seem like they want to.
I think they want to force KMD to play onto their team. Or onto their terms, rather.
This could definitely be an interesting late game, having all these tanks still full health.
Yeah, not a single shot is connected this game. It's been like 5.5 minutes. So definitely not ideal in any means.
Yeah. Warthog is going around the 7 line.
That's actually pretty solid because he has the turret where the E4s more than likely won't pen him, and the 57 heavies certainly won't pen him at that angle. Because they're kind of shooting up at
He's
him.
on the high ground now, and his hole would be exposed if he peeked.
Yeah, he has to go on the low ground. He has to like go back just a little bit and then drop down without being spotted. So he needs to cut left right now. But if he wanted to do that,
Looks like he's just trying to get shots on the E4s, but trying not to overextend at the same time.
yep. I think what they could do is if the Warthog could get into the dunes and then try to force NB, like try to bait NB into pushing something. But the problem is he's only one Kranvagen, so it's really not like spectacular. It'd just be a position for him to play in case of something, but Looks like Reaper might find that the 1-2 line is exposed. The mouse gets lit. So both teams playing really passive right now. No one really wants to push with 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, and everyone's still at full HP. This could be, I mean, like, draws, a full draw like this would just replay, and
Yeah.
they just do the same thing. So, what do you do? Hobo could hop on cap. He could tuck himself in so that the E4s can't shoot him, and they have to peek into the center to shoot him.
But cap isn't really something to worry about anymore with only a minute and 50 seconds left.
They should have done that like 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. Plus, that would give the enemy bat chat free reign pretty much to come up behind all of KMD's tanks.
True.
At the rate this is going, it's looking like a draw and probably a replay.
Yeah, I don't think NB plans on pushing at all whatsoever.
KMD realizes what they're trying to do, and they just don't want to make any kind of play, because really, against that kind of lineup, there's not much you can do.
If they pick the 57 heavies again, KMD needs to put like another mouse to sponge, because those 57 heavies can't kill 2 mouses.
Another mouse, or even some more bat chats to just take control of the outskirts of the town.
And then try to work angles inside.
Yep.
That could work. If a Batchat got into the climb right now, he would be set. He would be able to just...
Yeah.
He'd be able to punish those 57s right now.
A2 climb right now would be probably the best thing that they could have done. Just easy shots right in the side of the T57 heavies.
Yep. And that would have been really nice for them because, you know, this is just a full draw. A complete 100% draw.
Yep. Both teams still full HP. And none of them wanting to move.
Achilles messaged me and said, such exciting, such wow.
Yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, and that's it.
Yep.
Interesting. Not at all, actually, but hey.
What an interesting... It almost looks like a burn round, honestly. It looks like a straight-up burn round.
I was scared there for a second that they were actually going to do something, but no, just not the case.
Yep. A Global Force, thank you for the $10. Coconut, thank you for the follow. Scriptix, thank you for the 2 bits. Scriptix, thank you for the other bit. And oh my dear God. He's spamming bits. Let me just flip these. So the score is still 1-1. Neither team did anything.
They switching the spawns?
Yeah.
Thought it was supposed to be a replay on the same side.
I'm pretty sure it was supposed to be a replay. Let me... Okay. How much is Achilles?
Okay, yeah, he's switching it back, I think. I messaged him on Discord.
Yeah, so did I. All right, so I've never seen a game draw quite like that before. I mean, I've seen draws in the old rules where like you'd have like 3 tanks left and 4 tanks left, but I've never seen a straight 7-7 draw, no damage, no pens, nothing. Like, and most tanks didn't even fire a shot. I think the Batchat's the only thing that fired.
Pretty much, yeah. I didn't really like some of the tanks. I don't even think really were detected from KMD or NB. So there's that. Man. Looks like this is going to be a long series.
2 mouses. I want the sponge.
Yeah, they want the sponge.
Now watch MB pick like a super mobile. I would have held the mouses and picked Batchat and like IS7 first, and then later picked the mouses so that they.
Yeah, I believe the mouses are probably the best counter to the T-57 heavies, just because they'll take, if they pick, say, the 4 T-57s again, it'd take all their clips, all their shots to be able to kill both the mouses if they pinned every shot. So
I think they should have waited on the T-57. I mean, the mouses. Like, I mean, it's just too. Now MB can make a different plan and rotate around that. Plan around it, because now they could be like, okay, well, you picked the mouses, now we're gonna drop, 2 57s and put like, something mobile in its place. Like maybe, I'd see a meme lineup with like 4 E4s.
yeah.
Earlier we had 4 waffles, a Death Star, and 2 bats. Oh. Did you watch that game?
I did not.
Oh, man. That was a rather interesting game. I don't think I've never had such little to commentate in a very long time.
Yeah. It's like, that game, just, no one moved. That works, I guess. NB picks 2 T-57 heavies as their first picks. Looks like they're probably going in the same lineup.
They might, but I think they would recognize that what KMD is doing right now is trying to break that strat. So why would they run the same strat again?
If they're that confident, let them.
That's true.
I
mean, they're so isolated in one position. All KMD has to do is just work around it. They get their T-57's attention, and then they have something pushed behind. Like, they're all in one square. Like, you can work around it. Man, it feels like I'm watching the old TNG Kappa.
Wow. Wow. Had to go there.
Turtle strats for days. But, I mean, at least shots were, like, fired back then.
At least something happened, right? Sometimes.
I mean, in KMD's defense, there's nothing they could, like, they would have lost that.
Yeah, they couldn't have. I didn't
Drawing
expect
was
them to
the best thing to do.
Yeah.
But, now this game... See, MB has a 2E4 57 heavies, but the question is, are they going to take 257 heavies again, or are they going to go with something else? Would they go with Alpha? Would they maybe they'll take a waffle.
That would... yeah.
If they had like 357 heavies, a waffle, and then the 2E4s, that would have been interesting. So KMD's bring out 2E4s of their own, maybe to try to punish You know,
Yeah.
they can't. They have to trade shot for shot, not clip for clip. They'll lose clip for clip. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
There it
KMD
is.
picking more 57s.
Interesting. They're very confident that's going to work.
Yeah. And I'm expecting the last pick to probably be another bat, like last game. But they could spice it up a bit.
Hey, this is the first team in Season 3 to have an 0-0 match.
Not only OO, but not even a single player damage done in 10 minutes. That's gotta be a world record.
I hope that something happens. I hope KMD tries to break it.
Yeah, I really do. Or else we're gonna be sitting here for a few more hours, you know?
Right?
Wonder how many of them are running food and they're just wasting 20k a match, even if they don't fire any ammo.
Yep. Whoa, what just happened? Scary things. Watch out with that, guys. Some... Poof. Alright. That was scary. Alright. So Ghost Town, here we go again. Can KMD break the turtle?
They're definitely running a very strong setup to do so.
Yeah. Two V4s, 57s, 2 mouses, and a bat chat comparatively to 4 T57s, 2 V4s, and a baddie. So, maybe MB will do something different. Looks like they are going to do something different.
Yeah.
This is gonna...
Same lineup to kind of trick KMD into what they were doing, but I guess pushing maybe the JK line a bit more.
If only Hobo checked the K line. If he checked the K line, that strat would be ruined. He would have been spotted. Like, they would have lit that up.
But Hobo is spotting where they were turtling last game, so
He
I
knows that
think
they're not
after
there.
a while
Yep.
they'll realize, yeah.
Warthog might want to get out of there soon. He's gonna, if he peeks his corner, once they start to push, I don't think he's gonna be able to get out alive.
Not with 457 heavies and 2v4s bearing down on him.
Nope. This is actually really interesting because it almost looks like they're turtling again, but they're not. Like, they're aggressively turtling.
It's interesting place to turtle, I'll say that much.
There's just too much crossfire potential, I think.
Yeah.
They've got the outskirt, they've got the next road in, then they could push to the middle, because there's really nothing stopping them from doing that. And then they'd have a 3-way crossfire. And if the Batchat, it's just many options that KMD could do. I think
this is where I think hopping on cap might be more viable, sending one of the bat chats to cap from KMD.
And I would set it on cap on, like, the E6 corner, like bottom right corner of E6, That way the
Yeah.
57 heavies have to go up and in to shoot him.
Yeah, NB just still content on sitting there.
Yes. Just another turtle strat. It's their silver to burn, but
Yeah.
you know.
I definitely preferred the more aggressive tactics and stuff. Commentating on that, though, it's a lot more interesting. But I guess we could play the weight game.
Yep. Another away game. There we go. There's the cap. With the mouses, though, that's actually kind of maybe not a bad play because that's a lot of hit points to sponge.
Yeah, and where they're going, it'll kind of force them to overextend in front of the E4
Yeah.
to be able to even get shots. Although one of the mouses is turned around the wrong
That's kind of a bad
direction.
idea, yeah.
I think they should expect NB to be over there, but I mean, I don't know. And this is where it's about to go down. Yep, mouse is turned around the opposite direction. Needs to. He's doing his best trying to reverse side scrape.
Right there, actually,
I
that's a
think so.
perfect angle. If they had kept that angle, that would have been perfect.
Yeah.
Blitz getting punished by both E4s, though. Looks like Anonymous Hobo's going to try to go around for the flanking shots. I don't know he's there right now. We've got all that is trying to push in. We've got Warthog who's going to come in as well. So finally some shots fired.
Looks like
NB just,
E4's
yeah, E4 just got punished by Hobo.
Yeah, Hobo is just gonna take the time and finish off the E4.
If he can,
Maybe? No. He bounces his last two shots. Not able to.
it's unfortunate. If they took out that E4, that would have been great. Because then they could have just turtled for the rest. Lethal's gonna have to worry because Beastly is gonna. There we go. So luckily for KMD, that E4 did not just get penned, but now the mouses are getting focused by multiple angles, so it's difficult for them.
Yeah, and be kind of losing a lot of hit points across the board.
Yeah. Lots of bad trades too. Like those mouses are still pretty healthy for the amount of clips that have gone into them. Hobo and Warthog are trying to push in. It looks like they're gonna be able to take out tanks for nothing. Oh, we got tracked in the open. If he can take out one guy, that'd be great for them. Achilles is able to take him down, but Horbo goes down.
Those 57 heavies are about to be on reload, though. Yep. And that's going to be just free farm for...
Yeah, Konako
KMD.
just went in and went there and just farmed all of that. Now he's falling back, but we got Beastly Ganger might try to go up. Both E4s are kind of left out of the fight, so if they can just wrap them up before the E4s regroup, because if the mouse is pushed around this corner, Pony's going to be able to just get crossfires into them. Looks like Achilles might get shot in the side of the turret right here. And Warthog goes down. T-57 Heavy is just trying to run to wrap back around, but KMD is able to take him down. Look like Pac-Man Reether is probably going to be able to kill Lethal Dan. Oh, he's actually reloading. I didn't see that.
The T-57 Heavy that's still on full health. Oh, that's not a good play. He really needed to take the hits there for his team. That's all others. They're all just one-shots. And
yeah.
Just really didn't.
But now that 57 Heavy is on reload, so they can just, or one of them is, if he takes out the one shot, they can take out all that is, and they can, you know, secure this.
Yeah, this is looking more and more like KMD's game.
Yep. the 2v2, but I just don't see them coming out.
Pac-Man kills himself off the ledge. Interesting.
Realistically, a 57 heavy can't clip them both, so he just needs to, you know. They can't bleed to him. If he reloads and he's able to like clip them out without taking any damage for it, then he's it's still unlikely to win because I'm sure they fired a lot, and he might not have that much shells left. But
the T-57 Heavy for NB still has 23 rounds, so he could clutch it, but he'd still need 3 clips really to reliably be able to.
Even then, though, like it's a mouse, so
yeah.
If they play it well, if he angles well, I should say. I mean, Konako can just eat the clip and then clip him. No problem. Yeah. That's really all he needs to do.
That looks like that's what's just gonna happen right here. Puts one into his track, and that's just unfortunate for MB.
Yep. And Konako's able to just clip him out. So KMD is now up to 2. So we have all that is doing 3,700 on NB, and we have Konako doing 4,700 damage in the 57. So he had a monstrous game right there.
Really well played. Being able to avoid the T-57 heavies while he's reloading.
Yep. Really
came in clutch for KMD.
Thank you, Sergeant Cruz, for the $20. Thank you, Lesser Corona, for the follow. And thank you, Scriptix, for the ridiculous amount of bits that you're spamming. It's very appreciated. So KMD was able to break that strat. So I wonder if NB is going to do something similar with like a turtle kind of play, or they're going to play really aggressive this time around.
Yeah, I don't think the turtle's really going to work on this map. There's just too many lines of fire, and if your opponent knows what you're doing, it's really not going to work.
Yeah. Also, what happened right there, what KMD was able to do is when they put the mouses on cap, even though that one mouse was like had his rear end to the T-57s, he just put his rear end and the other mouse's rear end, and they're at basically an impenetrable angle.
Yeah.
Because his lower plate's the other way, and you can't shoot his behind, so what do? Like, that was very nicely played by those two mouses. And there they are again. You know.
So NB needs to win this round to be able to make it into overtime.
Yeah. Or right now, I think that losing that lineup may, because competitive is not just a skill game; it's also a morale game. So after losing with that lineup, they might, be down on themselves a little bit.
Yeah. E100 is their first pick. It's pretty interesting, actually.
Yeah, I'm surprised. You don't usually see 100s anymore. A mouse has got more armor. It's got more hit points. It's got better DPM. It's got APCR over heat.
Yeah.
The only difference is the 100 is faster, if I'm not mistaken. So that's like the one reason to not take it.
Just a little faster and more alpha, I guess, might be a reason.
That's true. When it comes to trading, it is better. 1 for 1. Also, guys, for the giveaway, I want you to type in !turtle for the giveaway, alright? And it will be decided at the conclusion of this event, so you can start now. That is exclamation point turtle for the giveaway.
God.
I try to always make, for the first giveaway I want it to be hype train, WCL hype train, and now it's going to be for what happened this game. The most memorable event of the WCL, the notorious 0-0-0-0-0s.
Jeez. Yeah. Very entertaining.
Much wow. The last game was good though. I commend both teams. They played pretty well. KMD just, I think their focus was a little bit better, and their sharing of hit points was a little bit better. So, that was nice from both teams. And it's a good thing those mouses did go middle over the bat chat, because if the bat chat did go middle, he would have just gotten destroyed. Where those mouses have the ability to just soak.
Yeah, the E4s just weren't in a position yet to be able to punish if they peaked to reset the cap.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how each team is going to play this time. Alright, so KMD is rocking 2 mouses, an E5, 257s, a bat chat, and E4, and MB is rocking out 2 E4s, 257, 3 57s, and E100.
That's interesting, giving,
No bats.
pretty much, yeah, not having that mobility to be able to take the outskirts of the town, pretty much giving it up to KMD.
Yeah, that's kind of a risky play because, the outskirts can really win the game because there's so many angles you have to worry about. Each and every one of these roads is a crossfire to be in.
Even if the KMD bat chat can just get like 1 or 2 shots in and just turn that tank around for a little while, that can definitely turn the tide of this battle.
Yes, I agree. Especially considering the way the dunes work, because KMD right now is a north spawn, so all they have to do with their bat chat is because they should have free reign on the 9-0 line and the 1-2, and that prohibits them from using like the D line, the E line really effectively, and it prevents them from using the J line, and it also prevents them from using the east side of the G line. Like it really prohibits pushes, and it will punish them.
And even if they decide to turtle, really, just be able to flank it easily.
Yes. And that's kind of the biggest problem, honestly, with picking slow tanks is that.
Because once the bat chat dumps its clip, you would expect like the enemy bat chat to go in and try to chase them down, but what's going to do that for NB?
Yeah.
T57 heavies?
Yeah.
Just not going to work.
Looks like MB is going to. They're kind of going for looks like an aggressive play on the J line.
Hopefully. I want to see some aggressive plays from that team.
I want to see some nice focus fire, sharing of hit points, stuff like that.
Yep, Anonymous Hobo spots up all but one E100. So KMD can really just work around it at this point.
Yeah. KMD can recognize what's going on and then try to mold a strat around it. I wouldn't want to overcommit, though, into the square. Like, Wrath of Achilles shouldn't push any farther than that. Because if he does, he's just setting himself up to get punished.
Yeah, I think he realizes that now. He's backing up a bit.
Is this another potential turtle right here?
I wouldn't be surprised. But it looks like they just don't have the tanks really to turtle. Because nothing's there to protect them from the rear.
They have the tanks for the just explode onto something. Like E100s lead the push. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like they can't really do anything else. Like they're very limited to what they can do. Because in the trade game, like E100's alpha is good, but you're never gonna beat a mouse in a trade game because of hit points. You know?
exactly.
Plus, the mouse is a lot troller to shoot than an E100. The E100 turret is just anywhere but the gun manlet or the turret ring. But in the mouse, it's cheeks, and that's troll. So, you know, it's not easy to do.
KMD's bad chat is just sneaking up behind, taking the long way around, making sure they haven't turned back around, I guess.
I think it would have been better for him to go down the 0 line into the dune at like G0, because he could just get open shots into everything while being in cover, like easy cover. Like he can, in that climb, will he be able to light them? I'm not actually sure. On that angle. Yeah, he is. He's able to light the 57.
Yeah. Problem is the house right there just stops any shots, really. You can't get
It
any
provides
effective
knowledge,
shot.
though, which is nice. Intel wins games. You know?
Of course.
And here we go. We see some trades being made from Wrath of Achilles.
Yep.
And Wrath of Achilles is not blocking that
Yeah.
many shots that time.
He is not, and he looks like he's... he survives for now. But T-57 Heavy again coming around the corner and just
Yep.
finishes it off.
IB didn't even really lose that many hit points for that either.
They do have a 57 Heavy on one shot and put a shot into most of the others, so...
Yeah, they're almost clippable by the 57s. They just have to get some more trades. They have to bleed and be out. They can't... You know what I mean? They can't trade with that right now. If they peak on, 257
Yeah.
heavies, that's not really going to work.
E100s, E4s, 57s, yeah. They just need to sit there, block the damage.
I really
Wait for
do
their
commend
time.
Nenji Pope, because he's just sitting there and he's just sponging. I want to see how much block damage he has. There we go. There's the heat shell that pens.
Yeah, they're just still going through the front of his turret, even at that angle.
I think right now, though, he's at a pretty solid angle. You know?
Yeah,
I do still commend him, because he did soak up a lot of clip right there. He just needs to be smart.
Definitely.
And now he goes down by the E4. There's not much you could do against that. 375 APCR, you know.
now the remaining tanks on KMD, they're still looking healthy, all full health.
And they're able to take out a
And-
tank. So they just
yeah.
need to get... That E100 choose like a 1 to 2 shot. So if they can take it out, that's an even game. And then, if they can focus out the autoloaders, that'd really make their life a lot easier.
I think Anonymous Hobo needs to really just take the dunes in the back of like K5 and just be able to put shots in.
Yeah. Because right now, NB is down in hit points. But they have more tanks, so they have to try to work that out,
Yeah. They don't have the sponges either to take the hits anymore.
So... That's always the worst part too, is if you once you lose your sponges, it's really hard to use an autoloader, but that crossfire and raging was nice because they were able to just put in a nice shot into him. That spot and that E4 where lethal is in is just beautiful.
Yeah, he trades 1 for 1 with a 57 Heavy. I'd take that any day.
Yep. Potentially over 1,000 for 400 is always like a good trade. It's always worth it. Unless you're a one shot, obviously, then it's not, but KMD is doing a really good job bleeding NB. NB's trying to force rotations in right now, and they're just getting kind of punished because they're holding all the angles to fall back. So they're just stuck in the square right now. They'd have to rotate. They can't even rotate around because look at Warthog with the flank move right there.
He has to be careful though, because yeah, he just got double tapped by the E4s, and if this 57 heavy can get in, might not
Oh,
end
if
well.
Hobo was able to hit that, though, that would have been a game changer.
Yeah.
But he was able to do some damage, and now Konoko's coming, and he's able to take out the E4. Beautiful play by KMD. If they can take out the other E4, there we go. Very nicely done. And then Blish needs to come in here and take out the low hit points if he can. The T-57 and the U-100 are both one-shots. Tanks for Nothing is clipping into the Blitz, but I don't think he's able to really... I lied. He's able to do some pretty good damage to him. Right now, all the NB tanks are harding, and 2 of them are one-shots. So, really, Lethal Killer Dan and Hobo can make plays because they have a lot of hit points right now to just work with.
Yeah, KMD just needs to get all their autoloaders reloaded and just push at this point.
Yep, that would be fine. Because realistically, now Tanks for Nothing is isolated, and all they have to do is take out the 57 heavy, and then boom, it's 1,500 hit points they have to soak, and that's it.
Exactly.
Looks like Blitz is trying to proxy. What's going on? And Lethal Killer is now going to come up behind them because Tanks for Nothing is starting to push up, which means it's going to be really easy for Lethal to just push behind, which is really nice.
Yeah, he might take a hit from the C100, but being able to kill a tank is always worth it in most situations.
Like, if he can, right now, if he were to peek around this corner, it would be a very nice, easy shot into any of these tanks. Like, if he commits and just goes, okay, E100, delete, and then, that's all he has to do, and then they can start pushing, because,
yeah. Really have to give props to KMD for this, because you don't really see many console teams, being able to come back from 2 tanks down.
They did a very nice job with that. They did a really good job at also focusing and stuff like that, and trying to bait, because if you notice what happened is hang on, we got a little push right here, so I'll save that. So it looks like U100 just going to try to delete. If they can take out that 57 heavy, that'd be nice. It looks like KMD NB recognized the overmatch and just went for it, but the U100 goes down. Now if Lethal Killer Dan can take out a tank, he does. It's now 3-2, and now the U100 is a one-shot. All he has to do is survive, and Warthog is reloading, unfortunately. And he goes down. Lethal Killer Dan's coming from behind. If he can take out the U100, that would make this this
is going to be really interesting, actually.
It's all about the timing right now. There's 29 seconds left. Warthog needs to push into Tanks for Nothing. And Warthog is able to take him down. This could be a draw.
It could be, actually. It looks like it's probably going to.
Yep. Because they're not going to be able to get the kill in the next 3 seconds.
He's going to have to snap it. Do it.
No. The draw.
That was close.
That was so close to both teams. Well, just look at this. Hobo doing 3,900 damage. And then look at the mouses. Look at Pope here blocking 4,100 damage. He did his job.
Yeah, that's the reason they picked Mouse on this map.
Yep. And then Raging Warrior and Tanks Running did a very good job pushing out damage there. 1,300 of both of them. That's a nice job. Nicely done.
I think Tanks for Nothing realized that he needed to kill one tank to even have a chance at having a draw, and because Warthog was on such low health, he could take a few shots without...
Yeah.
So that's our second draw.
A second replay.
Yeah. These teams are definitely very evenly matched, in my opinion.
I really do like seeing Pope and Achilles and the Mouses. They do a very nicely job just soaking up shots.
Yeah. Achilles just really went down too early there. Just got caught out in the middle of the open, and the other tanks on KMD just couldn't punish.
Yeah. Also, guys, at exclamation point turtle for giveaway, my chat bugged out, so the program doesn't recognize them. So redo exclamation point turtle. Sorry about that. Also, I would like to thank, don't know how to say that, Nima for the follow, Sir Tubbins for the follow, Astrius9 for the follow, Pants on the Ground for follow, Shantanos for the follow, Pay or Nay for the follow, Repper for the follow, Edgar YouTube for the follow, and Scriptix for the 20 bits. Appreciate it, guys. I'm not gonna give you a 907. Thank you, Bahumi, for the follow. You guys in chat, the waiting game. It is definitely the waiting game. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So both teams are drawing, right? And they're just running similar lineups each time. So I'm curious as to who's gonna break it first.
Yeah, I'm really just expecting one team to go just full out, pretty much push, aggressive. First thing off the bat, that would be really interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah. I think if Blitz had an IS-7 right there over an E5, it would have worked better.
Yeah, he just, E5 just can't really take the hits. And I don't think it really does anything that an IS-7 Chieftain or Mouse can't. Like, yeah. In competitive, it's a good pub tank where it is right now, but in competitive, its armor's not good enough like the Mouse.
Yeah.
Hold down, it's not as good as the Chieftain. And then just for being troll, it's not as good as the IS-7, so I don't know.
Ugh. Alright. The chat's kind of giving both teams a little crap for the turtles, but...
Yeah. They must have been there for TNG, though.
Right. It's like, let's watch the old WCLs or WCTs and see what's going on, and then, change the tanks. Like
I think the
T-32.
draw map. We should make the draw map Corellia Assault again. Because that never upset anyone, ever.
I think the draw map should be Pilsen.
Oh, no.
No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. Don't get up in arms. I think it should be, a good, Ghost Town's a good draw map, but I don't think it should be in the, I think, I would like to have Ghost Town replaced with Himmelsdorf, and then have the draw maps be on Ghost Town. That way, because, right now we're in Ghost Town, if it goes 2-2, it's Ghost Town again, in this week, so...
Yeah, that'll be, what? How many maps? Let's see, we've played 3 Ghost Town games already, right?
This will be 4.
This will be 4, so we could play, 5 Ghost Town matches. Oh, God.
The chat saying, "Bring in Artie, bring in Artie,
Bring it already. Yeah.
bring a CGC." They're all in one grid. It's Psycho Pooch too, which makes it great. I love you, Gary. Hey, Bahumi, welcome to the chat, dude.
God. Siva said we should make the draw. Who wins the draw set by distance traveled.
Okay. MB's got E100, 257s, 2 IS7s, a Batchat, and an E4. And KMD is rocking 2 mouses, an E5, 257s, a Batchat, and E4. So NB's finally changed up their lineup, like, a good amount. So we might not expect any turtles this game.
Yeah, running IS7s instead. Bit more mobility on their side. Yeah.
So it looks like NB is just going to play up the 1-2 line. So NB is actually kind of changing up the way they play every game. Like they've been playing turtley, but they change the position they turtle in every time.
Yeah, I'm just really hoping we get some kind of aggressive play going, not like the last minute of the game this time.
Shots being fired from NB. I think were they blind fires though? I don't think anything was lit.
Might just be trying to destroy some of the like containers and stuff in the middle to be able to see down it a little easier. Yeah, looks like that's what they're doing. There's a lot of like concrete barrels and stuff. They've been shot down.
Trying to make it easier for cap resets. I'm surprised Lethal Killer Dan, like, if he changed the E4 with an E3, and they wanted to just like sit and hold that would have worked. You see the 57 heavy breaking down the wooden thing so that he has a better shot. Smart play.
Yeah.
So both teams still playing kind of passive, no really aggressive play as of now. 8 minutes later, 0-0.
Both teams are kind of doing what's more conventional. Sitting on their side of the map, not really pushing either side. Their bats roaming.
Yeah. I mean, I get why no one's pushing because it's just so punishing to push, but at the same time, I kind of like deep down inside want someone to push, you know?
I want some interesting stuff. Yeah.
But wow, I'm just surprised that everything's like happening the way it is, like slow, you know, nothing's really like going on.
Yeah, both teams realize like they're pretty equal and they don't want to make the first mistake and just be at a disadvantage the whole game.
Yeah.
Can't blame them for that.
So both teams just kind of chilling right now. Oh man. And before, like, there's like a minute and 30 seconds on the clock. Everyone pushes. There's like one tank who dies, and that team's the winner. Like, that's really all you need to do is just kill a tank. Honestly, and then turtle.
If that'd be where like sending maybe 2 bat chats instead of just one, just to kill their one bat chat.
Yeah, and then just turtle.
That could, yeah. could put them at an advantage.
So we got the mouse is sitting in a similar spot as last time, just chilling. We've got most like these guys are just turtling. Like no one really wants to play too aggressive and get punished for it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. KMD is sending more tanks toward like G line, just trying to get more map control, I guess.
and their mouses are going with them, which should be nice.
Pac-Man pulls back as like just as the mouses come around the corner. That's actually kind of interesting.
Some very nice
Neither-
timing.
Yeah, neither of them get spotted.
Like very, very, very nice timing.
Yeah, that was like right on the dot. We're past the halfway point at this point. Both teams still full health.
It's a repeat.
Yep. Probably have to replay this again. It's gonna be interesting. Who needs to eat or anything? Like,
Yeah, right. Like I made something to eat like 2 hours ago, so I wouldn't starve. Like commentating all day, and here we go. The matches start at 1, and here we are. 3 matches, 5 o'clock.
yeah, I know. I ate at like noon, and now I'm like starving.
Pac-Man's
Yes,
actually in a really interesting spot. If he just commits too much and gets lit, he could have just gotten farmed for that. Look at the timing in this.
Interesting.
Look at the
Yeah.
timing.
If he was just like a second or two faster, that could have really been bad for NB.
He was right in front of him in that corner. Like if he peeked right there, that would have been devastating because that T-57 heavy was still like behind the building, so he could have come up and then clipped him out as well. So he would have been 100% been dead more than likely. And it's just that timing was just, oh, it was interesting. Looks like the mouses are gonna go for it again.
Yeah, mouses are pushing down into the cap circle.
Really interesting.
Yeah. Although from there, really, the T-57 Heavy and IS-7s have to overextend to be able to put shots in. It's just a matter of can KMD punish them if they do.
Yeah, exactly. The mouses, honestly, like, they have to be careful because, like, they're in a spot that works, but at the same time, they're kind of,
Yeah.
they got away from 2 different angles. Like, they're not
Yeah.
capping. They're not able to cap, so... Like, look, Rapid Achilles and Pope are just getting completely butchered right now by these guys. They just...
And they just need to push further up. They can't sit there and be farmed by both angles.
Yeah.
Ninji's doing really well, though. Being able to block shots and covering...
If
Raph.
Lethal did what he did like 35 seconds ago, that would have been beautiful, because now he's going to be able to stop at least some of those tanks from overextending.
Both the
that-
dash chats are about probably like 20 meters away from each other.
Yep.
Just...
And Pac-Man gets shot. And now Hobo's going to go for a reload. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a
not
smart play.
Bad decision, honestly, yeah.
Because Reaper thinks he's full health. He's got 4 shots left. I can't push him.
Yeah, you'd be mad to push into that when you're down a shot already.
Yep. So KMD
That-
bleeding a lot right now.
Wrath of Achilles goes down. Looks like Anonymous Hobo's just gonna go in on Pac-Man, possibly. And
Yep.
gets another shot off. But he's got to worry about the T-57 Heavy and E-100 looking his way now.
Yep, he can't overextend, otherwise he's going to regret it.
E4 and T-57 Heavy for KMD, however. Pushing in, might be able to get Raging Warrior out right here. Possibly. No.
30 seconds left on the clock, and KMD is down a tank.
Yep, KMD's going to have to get at least one kill if they want to draw this.
They just need one right now, that IS-7, if they can take him out.
If they could kill the 2 low health tanks, that'll put them in the lead.
There's not enough time.
12 seconds. Yeah.
Not enough time.
Yep.
Very unfortunate. So that makes the score 2-2.
2-2, and the tiebreaker is...
Goes down.
Yeah.
Woohoo, baby.
I'm gonna have nightmares whenever I play on this map from now on. It's gonna be
I don't blame you, honestly. That's me, Araz Bay. Thanks, Pooch. You are a babe too. Alright. Scriptix, thanks for the 20 bits. Grimace, thank you for the follow. Seductive Butters, thank you for the follow. Eggy Sailman, Matt, thank you for the follow. Hey, don't be hating, Dwarf. Also, the winner for the giveaway is the actual metal rodent. So.
Wait a minute. Isn't he in KMD?
Is he?
He is, yeah.
Oh, wow. That's lucky. Chat, get some Red Bulls, boys. It's gonna be a long run.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Some of the matches, others not so much.
Oh man. All right. All right. Or that is trying to get this giveaway all set. That was really close. Like KMG just made some trades that weren't great, and they kind of got punished for it.
Yeah, the KMD mouse is definitely, I think, overexposed themselves. They didn't really need to push out in the open to be shot from multiple angles. It's kind of like just 2 tanks for free, really. But
So Big Slice says 50Bs are great at breaking turtles in this map. I think 50Bs would be nice for the way NB's been playing. They've been playing really turtley, so rotating rotating would be helpful, but at the same time, Slice, picking 50 Bs in an aggressive play, the 57 heavies clip faster. So,
And more troll armor on the 57 heavies.
so like the way these teams are playing, yes, the 50B could be beneficial, but more times than not, I prefer the 57 heavy the way that NB and KMD are playing. So,
I don't know. I'd rather go with 50Bs just so it could rotate with the bad chat if needed. Be able to do something such a hurdle. I kind of agree with that.
oh boy, I'm curious if they're gonna pick the same lineups.
I'm expecting the last one in KMD to be the mouse of Ninja, but not 100% sure. I didn't even check how much damage he blocked that game, actually. I'm gonna go back and do that.
Let me know.
Again, he blocked 4850 in his mouse, so... And Wrath didn't even block a single shot. All 7 shots pinned.
Yep.
Really unfortunate.
Both teams taking their time.
Just waiting on NB to pick 2 more tanks before KMD can pick their last.
Yeah.
This is where I think like running 2 bat chats, or even a bat chat and a 50B would probably be better for one of the teams to do.
Yeah. Kaiser, thanks for the follow, and Crypt, thank you for the follow. Just chilling. Oh man. Can I remove the 10-minute delay? Case, did my screen free? Oh, Spartaner, thanks for the follow. Oh man. Kellen, check Twitch. Just open up the Twitch chat and then read as the game goes on. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I need to open that up. $63 viewers, not bad.
Right? Gained like 50 followers today. Thank you guys. I love you all. Oh, 1 month. Come on, guys. Give him. Come on, guys. Give him like. Don't be so hard on him. Hey, Big Slice, don't be talking trash on people on stream. Don't be talking trash to players. All right. That's like my one policy. Don't super trash talk players and don't trash on teams. Like banter is fine, but don't do that. So it looks like NB is gonna just go down the 9 line again as of this moment, and it looks like KMD might be doing something similar. As of now, it's too early to really like, say exactly what's gonna happen. But Hobo's getting in the climb to maybe hopefully spot early onto anything that overextends, and we have KMD looking like a pretty traditional spread for the most part.
Yeah, just spreading out on their side of the town, as usual.
Yeah. Everyone's just like chilling.
Thing about MB is they give up so much map control, but KMD just doesn't really take it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. To you guys watching NB and KMD, recognize what you guys do wrong with each play. You know, like KMD, you could take map control a few times, and NB, you could easily push over matches. Like, just you're trying to turtle too hard, and you're just throwing opportunities away because of it.
Yeah, both teams just totally giving up the whole north side of the map.
Exactly. Like, I get that they don't want to overextend, but at the same time, like, they can do it.
NB looking like they're getting ready to push, maybe?
Yep, they're all lit, so that's good for KMD to recognize where they are. But if they just full-on YOLO this, then, Warthog is... I think he might make a mistake doing that.
Yeah, Warthog needs to just fall back a bit.
Yep.
He can't peek against all of those tanks coming toward him. Yep, MD definitely making an aggressive push.
It's about time. Here we go. Trades happening. Mythic is getting fired. It looks like Raging has got Amaranth as the push. There goes a repair kit right off the bat. Mythic and Tanks for Nothing are going to push up towards the Mouses. All the tanks who are trying to push around on Blitz are going to get punished by the E4, and the 57 Heavy are holding that angle. Now NB is stuck in a really difficult position. Nenji is just trying to deal damage to the E100. He hits the gun. That's unfortunate. Looks like Wrath of Achilles is trying to work an angle on both sides here. Looks like he's having difficulty trying to line up on the 100. Looks like Tanks for Nothing, and it looks like they're all going to rotate it to the Mouses. Looks like Blitz is trying to rotate back. You have Nenji Pope trying to focus Tanks, but he just doesn't have... He's just getting trolled with a gun. He's trying to black up so Blitz can help him. Hobo is trying to get through, and Pope is just getting focused out right now. He's not able to bounce that many angles. He's just getting farmed.
Yeah, that's one mouse down, but again, NB's taking a lot of damage.
Yep. Hobo's got a good crossfire setup right now, but Reaper might be able to counter that in a second. If Achilles can...
goes down.
Yep. If Lethal Dan can get behind them and take out low hit points, Warthog's about to be on reload. If they can take out Raging Warrior while he's on reload, that could be really helpful. If Killer Dan recognizes that that play, or maybe the E100 do side scraping, the Raging Warrior is now one shot.
Low roll 7-12.
Warthog takes a low hit point tank. He's now focusing Mythic Monster. Here we go, some focus fire. He bounces the last kill shot. We have the other 57, the best coming in from behind. Is going to be able to take him out. The E100 hits the Dan's able to take him out, but Blitz is isolated. He's getting pushed right now really hard. Blitz might go down, but Hobo's coming up behind. He's got a little bit of reload, but he's going to run into Reaper, who is about to be reloaded before he is. And Hobo sees that. I don't think Hobo's going to be able to get away from this. Conoco's able to take out Tanks for Nothing. Now we have Pony and JDM in an interesting position, and it looks like Hobo's going to go down without being able to kill Reaper. Reaper's going to be able to get the kill. He tracks him. He's able to get away. Hobo can now push him and get the kill. He doesn't have anything to worry about. He's on a full reload. Oh, he misses. He whiffs that shot.
Yeah, he needs to just fall back, get with his team. Dump the rest of his clip into the back.
If he can flank, that'd be great. That'd be really helpful. It looks like Low Key is getting focused right now. He's now a one-shot. Both tanks are pretty low. Konoko's able to take him out. It looks like JDM's going to be isolated. If the Batchat can get behind him like she is, he's able to hit his engine, and he's about to go down. But all the tanks are on reload right now. Blitz is the only thing that's single fire. I mean, I don't see the Batchat being able to get them all, but he's able to take down the Batchat at least. Hobo goes down. The 100 goes down. And now it's just Reaper who's just going to go up into the fight. And he's not getting out of that.
No, he is not.
He gets sandwiched in.
Yeah, he's trapped, and 57 heavies should be able to finish.
And game 3 goes to KMD.
Not even 5 minutes passed.
Right?
I'm so happy.
Why did they just play aggressive the whole time? That would have been an interesting game.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting.
So yeah, that was very, very nice from both teams. I really enjoyed that. Thank you, Sergeant Crew 68, for the follow. Pac-Man and Reaper dealing 3,700, Low-Key doing 3,400, and Tanks for Nothing doing 2,700. But the problem is that the other people on their team didn't do anything. And from KMD, we have Konoko dealing 3,400 damage and Warthog dealing 2,900. So KMD had a nice spread of damage there, and that was really nicely done from their part.
Even Ninja, who got focused out at the beginning, still blocked 2,700 damage. That's really crucial when most of the tanks are reload, autoloaders and just hard hitters. Take a while to reload.
Yeah. I think that was really nicely done because KMD